Twitter facing elevated levels of outage reports following Friday's resignations ahead of Elon Musk's extremely hardcore cultural reset at the company. This comes as the FIFA World Cup is getting underway, and that's expected to generate high traffic for the platform. Reports sourcing former employees suggest Twitter will struggle during the World Cup, and there's a 50% chance of a major outage taking this site online. Meantime, as we were talking about with Inez just a few moments ago, it sounds like President Trump has at least been invited back to the platform after a poll that Musk did over the weekend, and Kanye West is back on the platform as well. Musk apparently is drawing the line at Alex Jones. He's saying in tweets that people who use children as pawns to try and gain fame or money are beyond the pale for him. But, you know, the line seems obviously highly subjective.
It's tough when you're choosing between conspiracy theorists to let back on your platform in the name of engagement. And so I think for Elon Musk and what he's signaled thus far is that from the internal perspective, he wants to take an authoritarian approach to who is there, who's with him. I think there's going to be that harsh lesson as well, though, of the people who are so critical to the operations of Twitter in order for Twitter not to see some type of fine in the different countries that they operate, in order for them not to have major outages, and making sure that you secure those people and retain that talent is perhaps the most critical test that they face right now as well.
Yeah, I really like what Bill George just said moments ago, where Bill sounded like he's never even seen a situation like this before. And I think he's right. I mean, none of us seen anything like this before in terms of leadership. But he also made up a good point that eventually he's going to have to hand off this baton, you would think, to an outside CEO. And then who is that person? This can't continue. There's going to be nothing left to this platform.
I mean, I think this has happened before. It's just that it's happening all in public view. Mm-hmm. And because it is the platform that so many journalists, us included, use, that also sort of magnifies the whole situation. He's tweeting through the whole thing. We're all talking about it all the time. We're all on there all the time, just, you know, whatever problems notwithstanding. And so, you know, I think with smaller companies, you've probably come in and had a cleaning of house, et cetera. It's just that this is so visible. And then
look what has happened to Bill said, $600 billion lost in Tesla value as this has been playing out?
Yeah, and the other thing that you think about is the number of different sites, whether they be news sites, whether they be just some type of digital experience that people tap into. And I think about a company in like a BuzzFeed, for instance, the different media outlets that also rely on traffic generation coming back to their actual owned pages in order to see their advertising dollars come through. And if you're tracking even from the midpoint of this year, or at least when a lot of the discussion had ramped up about when Elon Musk was going to take over Twitter, and BuzzFeed, for its right, has not seen a very welcoming tenor from the street since they've gone public via that SPAC. In fact, so many people fleeted away from BuzzFeed in that instance. But since about the midpoint of this year, in late May of 2022 here, it's moved lower by about 66%.
Yeah. Now, you make a good point, Brad, on the media, you know, in many respects needing this platform. Look, you had CBS News, pull out of saying they were going to be on Twitter, and then they came back over the weekend. If you're CBS News, you have to be on this platform. You have to get your news out.
Yeah, although there are a lot of other platforms.
Well, yes, there is that too.